I think everybody at some point or another will, in the course of their lives, will meet people that think that they're beyond their level, that they're not the same, they don't have the same experiences, that they're not living the same life. And I can think of two very specific individuals I tried to get close to, and just very cerebral and self-proclaimed intellectuals that just thought they were on a different level. And it saddens me. I mean, it's really depressing because I try to get to know these people. I try to share thoughts with them, to share emotions, and to just show them that I've got something to offer, you know? I just want to talk to them about interesting things, cool things. And for one reason or another, age differences, what have you, they think they're here, and I'm here. And eventually I will get to there, but for right now we're not on the same level, so it's not worth having any kind of friendship or relationship or anything closely resembling that. And they have their little introverted, pithy thoughts, and no one else can understand them. Nobody. Like, they're special. They have their own little place, their little bubble, and everybody outside of that is stupid and doesn't know anything. And the two individuals I'm talking about are a man and a woman, very specific. I won't name names, but I tried to get to know them, and for some reason or another, it would not work. I try to be understanding, I try to talk to them, and they're so goddamn introverted that nothing I say penetrates. Nothing. It's not important. It's just, oh, he's just some dumb guy that's trying to fit in or whatever, or, you know. And everybody in life, they're in the same place. There's no different levels. It's just understanding and empathy, and it's very frustrating when you try to get to know somebody and they just shut you down. They're always shutting you down every time you see them, you know. And their way of shutting you down is silence. You say something, you try to ask them a question, and there's nothing. They've got nothing. Oh, I don't know. But really, they're smarter than that. They have their thoughts. They have something that they can contribute. Something that would just blow you away, and they don't want to share. Maybe they're insecure about it. Maybe they don't think that their thoughts are that deep or interesting, and it just pisses me off. You know, I don't try to be friends with everybody. I really don't. But when I find somebody I think is awesome and cool and special and a real gem or nugget of individuality, I will pursue that. I'll pursue trying to get to know them. And when I'm greeted with nothing but silence, it kills me a little bit. It really does. And we're all in the same place. We're all trying to figure out what our purpose is. We're all little cogs in this big machine, and we're trying to figure out, okay, we're looking at an instruction manual. Which cog am I? Okay, do I turn the second hand on the clock, or do I do the minute hand, or whatever? Do I turn another cog that then turns another cog that turns the second hand and changes the course of history? You know, what am I doing here? What is my life? And people are lost. They're always lost. Like, almost everybody on Earth does not know their purpose, and they're just floating in space, and they don't know what their purpose is. And you try to, when I meet people, I ask them, that's one of the first questions I ask them. The questions I ask are, what kind of music do you like? Do you play any instruments? Do you know what your purpose is? Like, okay, the purpose thing, it's kind of deep. That's a big question to ask really early on. But I try to get that out of the way to find out, does this person know what's up? Do they have a purpose? Is it something that could somehow be connected to my purpose? Are we supposed to mesh together and have a friendship or a relationship? You know? Are we intertwined somehow? Because we're all intertwined in some way or another. Going back to the cogs. Okay, my cog turns my friend's cog, who then turns another cog that does something that affects everybody. You know? Like, in some way, I am affected by people that have lived hundreds of years ago. You know, when Heisenberg did the Manhattan Project and, you know, ended World War II, I'm somehow connected to that. And it affects me. And that's, you know. But back to the people. They think they're little self-important thoughts, and they're selfish. They're selfish people. And they don't want to share. They don't want to share their experiences. Or if they do, they think, you won't understand. You know, because I'm 10 years older than you, 20 years older than you, I'm younger than you, I'm your age. You won't understand what I'm going through. Because nobody, possibly anyone on earth, could possibly go through what I'm going through or have been through. You know, it's disgusting. It's sickening. And it gets into my stomach and it just makes me ill. You know? And we're all here to help each other out. Every one of us. Like, don't be negative or say negative things or hurt people. Just exist and do only positive things, you know? Just have good relationships and positive relationships, and instead of being shitty, like your relationship with your girlfriend's coming to an end, instead of being shitty or saying, oh, I'm going to kick this other guy's ass, or I'm going to hit you, or I'm just going to have no grace at all, instead handle it with as much grace as you would want the situation to be handled with by somebody else, by your girlfriend, instead of them being shitty and going to work and spreading rumors about you. You know, just, if you're positive, the people around you are going to be positive, and people that are positive out in the world are going to be gravitated towards you. You're a fireball of positivity, and if you're positive, good things are going to happen to you. And every once in a while, you're going to lose where you are. You're going to lose what your purpose is. You're gonna just get lost in a sea of mediocrity, and you're not going to know what to do with yourself. And that will pass. It really will. I was talking to my friend last night, and I told him, I was like, I feel really lost right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what my purpose is anymore. Because things come along that challenge your purpose and what you think your purpose is supposed to be. And he said, just write it out. It's a wave, and things will be okay. Like, it'll be fine. You'll find it again. Or you might find a new purpose. You know, you might find something else that you're supposed to do. Because the purpose you used to have, if it's served, it wasn't for nothing. You know, it affected somebody in some way that made them go out and write a book or a poem or write a song or do some artwork, you know, an illustration, or render something, you know. As long as you're constantly encouraging and being positive, then that's all that matters, and you'll get through whatever you're going through. And it's very isolating doing creative things. I wouldn't say I'm creative. I'm not creative. I vomit a composite of everything I've ever seen or heard, and that's my creativity. It's not original. Nothing's original. All I can do is take everything that I like and distill it down and sing it with my voice. That's my originality. That's what it is. That's positivity. If somebody comes up to you with something, a drawing they did, a poem they wrote, and it's so shitty, it's so bad, so unbelievable, you could barely look at it, you could barely read it. It is so unbelievably pivotal that you encourage them anyway, and don't tell them that it's shitty. Or even if you tell them that it's shitty, like my friend, when I started writing music, he said, I see potential, I see where you're going with this, and I think it's awesome. And that's what I needed. I didn't need people saying that it was shitty and bad. I didn't need my brother telling me that I sounded like my friend. I didn't need that. What I needed was him saying, you have potential, and as long as you're working towards it, that's what matters. That's all that matters in your purpose, is that you're constantly moving forward and being productive. And your cog, every once in a while, it will pop off. And you got to find a way to put it back on, and it might not be in the same place. You know, it might interact with other cogs. You might move away to a distant land, but you're going to meet new people, and you're going to know more people than you knew at the place you used to live at. And you're going to find enemies, and you're going to find friends, and you're going to find lovers, and you're going to have affairs, and all this stuff. So it's so important to encourage creative people. There's probably nothing on earth that's more important than encouraging and being positive. So, if I can just beseech everyone that will see this video ever to be positive and encourage people instead of tearing them down, instead of fucking their shit up, instead of saying, you're the worst thing ever and you should just quit. Even if I can't do any better, you should just stop. Instead of that, tell them that they're good, even if it's bad. Just be supportive. And to go back to those people that I tried to know, it was like I was a little kid again. You know, I'm running up behind them. I'm like, I want to be cool. I want to play with you. I want to do this stuff. And they're just like, fuck you, no. Just get away from me. Just stop. Just stop. I don't want to have any kind of relationship with you. I don't want to have meaningful conversation with you. I don't want to talk about important things. I just want to live inside of my little fucking bubble for the rest of my life. And I'm going to be miserable about it too. I think that I'm happy, but I'm not. Because the only way you can be happy is by interfacing with other people, by affecting the people around you, evoking change. The only way you can evoke change for the better is through positivity. So, that's it. That's all I got.